Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt different? A dream so vivid and powerful that it stayed with you long after you opened your eyes? These aren't just ordinary dreams. They might be something much more special. Spiritual dreams that carry messages from a higher power. Imagine for a moment that God is trying to communicate with you, to guide you, or even to choose you for a unique purpose. And the way He's doing it is through your dreams. These aren't just any dreams. They're not the usual mixed-up scenes from your day or random stories your mind creates while you sleep. No, these are dreams that feel real, dreams that touch your soul, dreams that make you wonder if there's something more going on. They could be signs that God has picked you out, that He has a special plan just for you. Think about it. Throughout history, people have believed that dreams can be more than just sleep-time stories. They've seen dreams as windows to the spiritual world, as ways for the divine to speak to us. And what if that's happening to you right now? What if those unusual dreams you've been having are actually God's way of tapping you on the shoulder, of saying, "Hey, I've got something important to tell you"? But here's the thing. If we don't pay attention to these special dreams, if we brush them off as just weird nighttime imaginings, we might be missing out on something huge. We could be overlooking messages that could change our lives, guide us in the right direction, or prepare us for something amazing that's coming our way. Now, you might be wondering why it's so important to understand these dreams. Well, let me tell you. It could make all the difference in your life. Imagine you're walking through a dark room, stumbling around, not sure where you're going. That's what life can feel like sometimes, right? But what if someone gave you a flashlight? Suddenly, you can see where you're going, avoid obstacles, and find your way. That's what understanding spiritual dreams can do for you. These dreams can be like a spiritual flashlight illuminating your path, showing you things you couldn't see before. They might reveal hidden truths about yourself, point out problems you need to address, or even show you glimpses of your future. By learning to recognize and understand these dreams, you're equipping yourself with a powerful tool for navigating your life's journey. But it goes beyond just personal guidance. Throughout history, there have been stories of people receiving important messages through dreams. Think about Joseph in the Bible, who interpreted Pharaoh's dreams and saved Egypt from famine. Or consider the many inventors and scientists who've said their breakthrough ideas came to them in dreams. When we pay attention to our spiritual dreams, we might not just be improving our own lives. We could be receiving insights that help others too. However, if we ignore these dreams or dismiss them as meaningless, we might be closing the door on incredible opportunities. It's like getting a letter with important information but never opening it. You wouldn't do that with your mail, would you? So why do it with your dreams, especially if they might be messages from God? Understanding these dreams can also deepen your spiritual life. It's one thing to believe in God or a higher power, but it's another to feel a personal connection, to sense that you're being spoken to directly. When you start recognizing and interpreting your spiritual dreams, you might find that your faith becomes more real, more tangible. It's no longer just about what you believe. It's about what you're experiencing. But here's the catch. Spiritual dreams aren't always easy to spot or understand. They can be filled with symbols and metaphors that might not make sense at first glance. That's why it's crucial to learn how to recognize them and interpret their meanings. It's a skill, like learning a new language, but instead of French or Spanish, you're learning the language of your soul and the divine. Now, let's talk about what exactly we mean when we say prophetic dreams and visions. Don't worry. We're not talking about anything scary or weird. Prophetic dreams are simply dreams that carry a message or insight about the future, about yourself, or about the world around you. They're called prophetic because they reveal things, much like the prophets in religious texts did. These dreams can come in many forms. Sometimes they might be very clear, like a vivid scene playing out in your mind. Other times, they might be more symbolic, using images or situations that represent something else. For example, dreaming of a lion might not literally mean you'll encounter a lion. It could symbolize courage or strength that you need in your life. Visions are similar to prophetic dreams, but they often happen when you're awake. They might come as a sudden flash of insight, a mental image, or even a sense of knowing something without quite understanding how you know it. Both dreams and visions can be ways that God or the spiritual realm communicates with us. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds a bit out there. How do I know if I'm having a prophetic dream or just a regular dream? That's a great question, and it's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. We'll look at the signs that might indicate a dream is spiritual or prophetic. We'll talk about different types of prophetic dreams and what they might mean. And most importantly, we'll discuss what you can do when you have one of these dreams. Understanding your spiritual dreams isn't just about satisfying curiosity. It's about opening yourself up to guidance, insight, and a deeper connection with the divine. It's about recognizing that there might be more to your nighttime adventures than just random firings of your brain. Your dreams could be a gateway to spiritual growth, personal development, and even your life's purpose. But here's the most exciting part. This isn't just for special people or religious leaders. Anyone can learn to recognize and understand their spiritual dreams. Yes, that means you. Whether you're deeply religious, spiritually curious, or just open to new ideas, you can develop this skill. And who knows? You might find that your dreams are trying to tell you something amazing. Throughout this video, we're going to explore this fascinating world of prophetic dreams and visions. We'll look at examples from history and from everyday people. We'll discuss practical tips for remembering and interpreting your dreams. And we'll talk about what to do when you think you've had a spiritual dream. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets of your dreams? Are you prepared to listen to what your soul might be trying to tell you while you sleep? Maybe you've already had dreams that left you wondering if there was more to them. Or perhaps you're hoping to open yourself up to this kind of spiritual experience. Whatever brought you here, know that you're about to embark on an incredible journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Remember, every night when you go to sleep, you're not just resting. You're potentially opening a door to the spiritual realm. Your dreams might be more than just dreams. They could be messages, guidance, or even a calling from God. By learning to understand them, you're not just improving your sleep. You're enriching your spiritual life and potentially changing your waking life too. So let's dive in. Let's explore the world of prophetic dreams and visions together. Who knows? The next time you close your eyes to sleep, you might be opening them to a whole new spiritual reality. And that dream you have tonight? It might just be the start of an amazing new chapter in your life. As we go through this journey together, keep an open mind. The world of spiritual dreams can be exciting, but it can also be a bit overwhelming at first. Don't worry if you don't understand everything right away. Like any new skill, recognizing and interpreting prophetic dreams takes time and practice. But with patience and an open heart, you might be surprised at what you discover. Think about it this way. Every night, you have the potential to receive wisdom and guidance from a higher source. It's like having a direct line to the divine, right there in your bedroom. Isn't that an incredible thought? And the best part is, you don't need any special equipment or training to start. All you need is your mind, your dreams, and a willingness to listen and learn. Now, you might be wondering, why would God choose to communicate through dreams? Why not just send a clear message when we're awake? Well, there are a few reasons why dreams can be a powerful way for the divine to speak to us. For one, when we're asleep, our conscious mind, the part that's always busy thinking and analyzing, takes a back seat. This allows our subconscious mind, which is more open to spiritual impressions, to come to the forefront. Also, dreams speak in the language of symbols and emotions. This universal language can convey complex ideas and feelings that might be hard to express in words. It's like how a picture can sometimes say more than 1,000 words. In the same way, a powerful dream image can convey a message that might take pages and pages to write out. But here's an important point to remember. Not every dream is a prophetic dream. Sometimes a dream is just a dream, a product of your day's experiences or your mind processing information. That's why it's so important to learn how to recognize the difference. As we go through this video, we'll talk about the signs that might indicate a dream is more than just a regular dream. Now, let's talk about what it means when we say God has chosen you through a dream. This doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a famous prophet or religious leader, although who knows, maybe you will. Being chosen can mean many things. It might mean you're being called to help someone in need, to make a change in your life, or to prepare for a challenge that's coming your way. Sometimes, being chosen simply means you're being invited to draw closer to God, to deepen your spiritual life. It's like getting a personal invitation to a deeper, more meaningful relationship with the divine. And that's something pretty special, isn't it? But here's the thing. Being chosen doesn't mean your life will suddenly become perfect or easy. In fact, sometimes it might mean you're being prepared for difficulties ahead. But the beautiful thing is, these dreams can also give you the strength, wisdom, and courage to face whatever comes your way. As we explore this topic, you might start to remember dreams you've had in the past that suddenly make more sense. Maybe you've had experiences that you couldn't quite explain, but now you're starting to see in a new light. That's the power of understanding prophetic dreams. It can shed new light on your past experiences and help guide your future path. Now, I want to emphasize something important. Learning about prophetic dreams and visions isn't about becoming obsessed with your dreams or trying to find hidden meanings in every little thing. It's about opening yourself up to the possibility of divine guidance, about being willing to listen if God chooses to speak to you in this way. It's also not about replacing other forms of spiritual practice or guidance. If you're part of a religious tradition, understanding your dreams can complement your existing practices, not replace them. Think of it as another tool in your spiritual toolkit, another way to connect with the divine and understand your place in the world. As we go deeper into this topic, you'll learn how to prepare yourself to receive prophetic dreams, how to remember them better, and how to start interpreting their meanings. You'll discover that you don't need to be a scholar or a saint to understand your dreams. You just need to be open, attentive, and willing to learn. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. And your journey into the world of prophetic dreams and visions starts right here, right now. Are you ready to take that step? Are you prepared to open your mind and your heart to the possibility that your dreams might be more than just dreams? As we continue, keep in mind that this is a personal journey. What works for one person might not work for another. The way God speaks to you through your dreams might be different from how He speaks to someone else. That's why it's so important to approach this with an open mind and a willingness to learn about yourself. Think of it like learning to recognize a friend's voice in a crowded room. At first, it might be hard to pick out, but the more you listen, the more familiar it becomes, until you can recognize it instantly, even in the midst of noise and distraction. In the same way, as you become more attuned to spiritual dreams, you'll find it easier to recognize them and understand their messages. Now, you might be wondering, what if I don't remember my dreams? Does that mean God isn't speaking to me? Not at all. Many people struggle to remember their dreams at first. But don't worry. We'll talk about techniques you can use to improve your dream recall. It's a skill you can develop with practice. Another question you might have is, what if I misinterpret a dream? What if I think it's prophetic when it's not? That's a valid concern. And it's why we'll discuss ways to discern between ordinary dreams and prophetic ones. But remember, even if you make a mistake in interpretation, that's okay. It's part of the learning process. The important thing is to approach this with sincerity and an open heart. As we delve deeper into this topic, you'll discover that prophetic dreams and visions aren't just about predicting the future. They can offer guidance, provide comfort, warn of potential dangers, or reveal truths about yourself or your situation. They can be a source of inspiration, creativity, and spiritual growth. Imagine waking up one morning with a clear sense of direction for a decision you've been struggling with. Or picture yourself gaining a new perspective on a relationship that's been causing you stress. These are the kinds of insights that prophetic dreams can provide. But here's something crucial to understand. Prophetic dreams and visions aren't about bypassing your own judgment or responsibility. They're not a shortcut or a way to avoid making decisions. Instead, they're a tool to help you make better decisions, to align your life more closely with your spiritual path. Think of it like having a wise mentor or guide. This guide doesn't make decisions for you or control your life. Instead, they offer wisdom, perspective, and advice. You still have to choose how to act on that guidance. In the same way, prophetic dreams offer insight and direction, but it's up to you to decide how to apply that in your life. As we continue our exploration, we'll look at some examples of prophetic dreams from history and from everyday people. You'll see how these dreams have influenced lives, shaped decisions, and even changed the course of history. But more importantly, you'll start to see how your own dreams might be carrying important messages for your life. Remember, the goal here isn't to become a professional dream interpreter or to base every decision on your dreams. The goal is to open yourself up to divine guidance, to become more attuned to the spiritual dimension of your life. It's about developing a deeper, more personal connection with God. So, are you ready to continue this journey? Are you excited to discover what your dreams might be trying to tell you? As we move forward, keep an open mind and an open heart. You might be surprised at what you discover about yourself, about your spiritual life, and about the world around you. In the next part of our discussion, we'll start looking at specific signs that might indicate a dream is prophetic. We'll explore different types of prophetic dreams and what they might mean. And we'll talk about practical steps you can take when you think you've had a spiritual dream. Remember, this isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about enriching your spiritual life, deepening your connection with the divine, and potentially discovering your unique purpose. So, let's continue this exciting journey together into the world of prophetic dreams and visions. Now that we've talked about what prophetic dreams are and why they're important, let's dive into how you can recognize them. Spotting a spiritual dream isn't always easy, but there are some signs that can help you tell them apart from regular dreams. First, let's talk about the feeling you get from these dreams. Spiritual dreams often have a different quality to them. They feel more real, more vivid than your usual dreams. It's like the difference between watching a movie on an old TV and seeing it in high definition. Everything seems clearer, more intense. You might notice details you wouldn't usually remember in a normal dream. Another sign is the emotional impact. Spiritual dreams often leave you with strong feelings, even after you wake up. You might feel a sense of awe, peace, or even a bit scared. These emotions don't fade away quickly like they do with regular dreams. Instead, they stick with you, sometimes for days or even weeks. Spiritual dreams also tend to be more memorable. You know how most dreams fade away as soon as you wake up? Well, prophetic dreams are different. They stay with you. You might find yourself thinking about the dream throughout the day, unable to shake off the images or the feelings it gave you. Sometimes, these dreams have a sense of importance or urgency to them. It's like your subconscious is saying, "Pay attention. This is important." You might wake up with a strong feeling that the dream meant something, even if you're not sure what that meaning is yet. Another common sign is symbolism. Spiritual dreams often use symbols to convey their message. These symbols might be personal to you, or they could be more universal. For example, water often represents emotions or spiritual cleansing in dreams. A lion might symbolize courage or strength. As you become more familiar with your spiritual dreams, you'll start to recognize the symbols that show up frequently for you. Repetition is another clue. If you keep having the same dream or dreams with similar themes, it might be a sign that there's an important message trying to get through. It's like when a friend keeps calling you. Eventually, you realize they must have something important to tell you. Sometimes, spiritual dreams can feel like more than just a dream. You might feel like you've actually visited another place or received a message directly from God or a spiritual being. These experiences can be profound and life-changing. Now, here's an important point to remember. Just because a dream doesn't have all these signs doesn't mean it's not spiritual. And on the flip side, having some of these signs doesn't automatically make a dream prophetic. It's about learning to trust your instincts and developing your ability to discern over time. Think of it like learning to taste wine. At first, you might not notice much difference between wines. But as you practice and learn, you start to pick up on subtle flavors and qualities. In the same way, as you pay more attention to your dreams, you'll get better at recognizing the special qualities of spiritual dreams. One more thing to keep in mind. Spiritual dreams don't always feel good. Sometimes they might be warnings or call attention to things in your life that need to change. These dreams might be uncomfortable, but they're just as important to pay attention to. Remember, recognizing spiritual dreams is a skill that you can develop. It takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you're not sure at first. Keep paying attention to your dreams. Write them down if you can, and over time, you'll start to notice patterns and develop a sense for which dreams might be carrying a deeper message. Now that we've talked about how to recognize spiritual dreams, let's explore the different types you might experience. Just like there are different types of regular dreams, there are also various kinds of prophetic dreams. Understanding these can help you interpret the messages you're receiving. One common type is the warning dream. These dreams might show you potential dangers or negative consequences if you continue on your current path. They're not meant to scare you, but to help you make better choices. For example, you might dream about a car accident before a long trip. This doesn't necessarily mean you'll have an accident, but it might be a message to be extra careful on the road. Another type is the guidance dream. These dreams often provide direction or answers to questions you've been struggling with. They might show you a path forward when you're feeling lost or confused. For instance, you might dream about successfully giving a presentation right before an important meeting at work. This could be encouragement that you're prepared and will do well. Then there are revelation dreams. These dreams reveal truths about yourself, others, or situations in your life. They might show you things you've been overlooking or help you understand something from a new perspective. For example, you might have a dream that helps you understand why a friend has been acting distant lately. Visitation dreams are another powerful type. In these dreams, you might feel like you're being visited by God, an angel, or even a loved one who has passed away. These dreams can be incredibly vivid and often leave a lasting impact. They might provide comfort, guidance, or important messages. Prophetic dreams in the more traditional sense are those that seem to predict future events. However, it's important to understand that these dreams don't always play out exactly as you see them. They might be symbolic or represent potential futures rather than definite ones. There are also calling dreams. These are dreams where you feel God is calling you to a specific task or purpose. They might reveal your spiritual gifts or show you how you can serve others. For example, you might dream about teaching children, which could be a sign that you're being called to work with youth in some capacity. Healing dreams are another important type. These dreams might show you what's wrong in your body or emotions, or they might actually be part of the healing process itself. Some people report feeling physical healing taking place during these dreams. Spiritual warfare dreams are dreams where you feel you're battling against negative spiritual forces. These can be intense and might leave you feeling drained, but they can also be empowering as you learn to overcome spiritual challenges. Impartation dreams are when you feel you're receiving a spiritual gift, blessing, or anointing in your dream. You might wake up feeling different, with a sense that something has changed within you. Lastly, there are activation dreams. These dreams might trigger latent spiritual gifts or abilities within you. After these dreams, you might find yourself more sensitive to spiritual things or able to do things you couldn't before. Remember, these categories aren't rigid, and a single dream might fit into more than one type. The important thing is not to get too caught up in categorizing your dreams, but to focus on understanding the message they're conveying. As you become more familiar with these different types of prophetic dreams, you'll start to recognize patterns in your own dream life. You might find that you tend to have more of one type than others, or that certain types of dreams come at particular times in your life. Now that we've explored the signs of spiritual dreams and the different types you might experience, let's talk about how to remember and understand these dreams. After all, a prophetic dream can't help you much if you can't remember it or don't know what it means. First, let's talk about remembering your dreams. One of the best things you can do is to keep a dream journal. Keep it right by your bed, along with a pen. As soon as you wake up, before you even get out of bed, write down everything you can remember about your dream. Don't worry about making it neat or even making sense at first. Just get it all down. When you're writing in your dream journal, try to include as many details as possible. What did you see? What colors were present? Did you hear any sounds or voices? What emotions did you feel? Even if the dream doesn't make sense, these details can be important clues later. Another tip for remembering dreams is to wake up slowly. When your alarm goes off, don't jump out of bed right away. Instead, lie still for a few moments and let the dream come back to you. Sometimes, the act of moving can make the dream slip away. It can also help to set an intention before you go to sleep. As you're lying in bed, tell yourself, I will remember my dreams tonight. This simple act can signal to your subconscious that remembering your dreams is important to you. Now, let's talk about understanding your dreams. This is where things can get a bit tricky, because dreams often speak in the language of symbols. What these symbols mean can be different for different people. For example, a snake in a dream might represent danger to one person, but wisdom to another. One way to start understanding your dreams is to look for patterns. Do certain symbols or themes keep showing up in your dreams? What's going on in your life when you have these dreams? Over time, you might start to see connections between your dreams and your waking life. It can also be helpful to think about how you felt in the dream. Emotions can be important clues to the meaning of a dream. For example, if you dream about flying and feel joyful, it might represent freedom or overcoming obstacles. But if flying in your dream feels scary, it might represent feeling out of control in some area of your life. When you're trying to interpret a dream, ask yourself what each element in the dream might represent. If you dream about a house, for instance, think about what a house represents to you. Is it safety, family, your inner self? The condition of the house in your dream might give you clues about how you feel about these aspects of your life. Remember, context is important. A symbol in one dream might mean something different in another dream, depending on the overall story and how you felt. That's why it's important to look at the whole dream, not just individual elements. Sometimes, the meaning of a dream might not be immediately clear. That's okay. Write it down anyway. You might find that the meaning becomes clear later, especially if you have similar dreams in the future. It can also be helpful to pray or meditate on your dreams. If you believe these dreams are messages from God, ask for guidance in understanding them. Sometimes, the meaning might come to you when you're not actively thinking about it. Don't be afraid to talk about your dreams with others, especially if you're part of a spiritual community. Sometimes, other people might have insights that you missed. Just remember that ultimately, you're the best interpreter of your own dreams. As you practice remembering and interpreting your dreams, you'll likely find that it gets easier over time. You'll start to recognize your personal dream symbols and patterns. You might even find that your dreams become clearer and easier to understand as your subconscious realizes you're paying attention. Remember, understanding your dreams is a journey. It's not about getting it perfect every time, but about growing in your ability to receive and understand spiritual guidance. Be patient with yourself, stay open, and trust the process. Your dreams have incredible potential to guide you, inspire you, and help you grow spiritually. All you need to do is listen. What to do when you have a spiritual dream. So, you've had a dream that you think might be spiritual. Maybe it had some of the signs we talked about earlier, or perhaps it just felt different from your usual dreams. What do you do now? Let's walk through some steps you can take to respond to a spiritual dream. First things first, write it down. I know we've talked about this before, but it's so important that it's worth repeating. As soon as you wake up, grab your dream journal and write down everything you can remember. Don't worry about making sense of it just yet. Just get it all down on paper. This will help you remember the details later when you're trying to understand the dream. Next, take some time to reflect on the dream. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed and really think about what you experienced. How did the dream make you feel? What stood out to you the most? Does anything in the dream remind you of something in your waking life? Prayer or meditation can be really helpful at this stage. If you believe the dream is from God, ask for guidance in understanding it. Be open to insights or interpretations that might come to you during this time. It can also be helpful to look up the meanings of any symbols you saw in your dream. There are many books and online resources about dream symbolism. But remember, these are just guides. The true meaning of a symbol in your dream might be personal to you. If the dream felt particularly important or powerful, you might want to share it with someone you trust. This could be a spiritual leader, a counselor, or a friend who's interested in spiritual matters. Sometimes, talking about the dream can help you see it from a different perspective. Now, here's a crucial step. Think about how the dream might apply to your life. Spiritual dreams often contain guidance or insights, but it's up to us to act on them. Is there something in your life that needs to change? Is there an action you need to take? A decision you need to make? Remember, though, that spiritual dreams rarely give specific instructions like quit your job or move to another country. Instead, they often provide guidance that you need to interpret and apply wisely. If you feel like your dream is telling you to make a major life change, it's a good idea to seek advice and think carefully before acting. Sometimes, you might not understand the meaning of a dream right away. That's okay. Write it down anyway and keep it in mind. The meaning might become clear later, especially if you have similar dreams in the future. Lastly, don't forget to express gratitude. If you believe this dream is a message from God, take a moment to say thank you. Recognize that you've been given a gift, a glimpse into the spiritual realm. As we explore the world of spiritual dreams, it's important to address some common misunderstandings. These misconceptions can sometimes lead people astray or cause unnecessary worry. One common misunderstanding is that every dream must have a deep, spiritual meaning. The truth is, not all dreams are prophetic or spiritual. Sometimes, a dream is just your brain processing the events of the day or working through subconscious thoughts. It's important to learn to distinguish between ordinary dreams and those that might have spiritual significance. Another misconception is that spiritual dreams will always be pleasant or comforting. While many spiritual dreams are positive, some might be unsettling or even frightening. Remember, sometimes these dreams are warnings or calls to change something in your life. The important thing is not how the dream makes you feel, but what message it's trying to convey. Some people believe that they need to be especially spiritual or chosen to have prophetic dreams. But the truth is, anyone can experience spiritual dreams. God doesn't limit his communication to a select few. You don't need to be a saint or a prophet to receive guidance through your dreams. There's also a misconception that spiritual dreams will always come true exactly as you see them. But prophetic dreams often use symbols and metaphors. They might show potential futures or provide warnings, but the future isn't set in stone. How we respond to these dreams can often influence the outcome. Another misunderstanding is that you need to understand every detail of a spiritual dream for it to be meaningful. Sometimes, you might only grasp part of the dream's message, and that's okay. Understanding spiritual dreams is a learning process, and it's fine to focus on the parts that do make sense to you. Some people think that if they can't remember their dreams, it means they're not having spiritual dreams. But everyone dreams, even if they don't always remember them. Not remembering your dreams doesn't mean God isn't communicating with you. It might just mean you need to work on your dream recall. Lastly, there's a misconception that spiritual dreams will always provide clear, specific instructions about what to do. While some dreams might offer guidance, they rarely give step-by-step directions. Instead, they often provide insights that we need to interpret and apply to our lives with wisdom and discernment. Understanding these common misunderstandings can help you approach spiritual dreams with a balanced perspective. It allows you to be open to divine guidance without falling into superstition or overthinking every dream you have. As we come to the end of our exploration into spiritual dreams and visions, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've journeyed through the world of prophetic dreams, discovering how to recognize them, understand their different types, and respond to them in our lives. Remember, spiritual dreams are not just for a chosen few. They're a potential source of guidance and insight available to anyone who's open to receiving them. These dreams can offer us glimpses into the spiritual realm, providing direction, warning, comfort, and even calls to action in our lives. We've learned that recognizing spiritual dreams takes practice. They often feel different from ordinary dreams, more vivid, more memorable, and carrying a sense of importance. But we've also discovered that not every dream needs to be spiritual, and that's okay too. We've explored various types of prophetic dreams, from warning dreams to guidance dreams, from revelation dreams to calling dreams. Each type offers its own unique insights and messages, helping us navigate our spiritual journey and our everyday lives. We've discussed practical steps for remembering and understanding our dreams, from keeping a dream journal to reflecting on the symbols and emotions in our dreams. We've learned that interpreting dreams is a skill that develops over time, requiring patience, openness, and often the willingness to sit with uncertainty. We've also addressed some common misunderstandings about spiritual dreams, helping to clear up misconceptions that might hinder our ability to receive and understand these divine messages. As you continue on your journey of exploring spiritual dreams, remember to approach it with an open heart and mind. Be patient with yourself as you learn to recognize and interpret these dreams. Don't be afraid to seek guidance from trusted spiritual advisors or to share your experiences with others who are on a similar path. Most importantly, remember that spiritual dreams are not an end in themselves, but a means of deepening your connection with the divine and gaining insights for your life's journey. They're a tool for growth, guidance, and spiritual development. Whether you're just beginning to explore the world of spiritual dreams or you've been experiencing them for years, there's always more to learn and discover. Each dream is an opportunity for growth, for insight, and for drawing closer to God. As you go forward from here, pay attention to your dreams. Write them down, reflect on them, and be open to the messages they might contain. You never know. The next time you close your eyes to sleep, you might be opening them to a whole new level of spiritual insight and guidance. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of spiritual dreams and visions. May your dreams be rich with meaning, your nights full of divine encounters, and your days guided by the wisdom you receive. Sweet dreams, and may God speak to you in the night.